3, 2. Hold on. Let me just bring it closer. There we go. That's good. What up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Storytime. Now, for this one, I'm gonna be doing a little reading for a special member of the Total Drama Writers Forum. Alright, he's basically one half of Joos and a member of Team Dude, and his avatar has got lightning on it. No, literally lightning. So anyways, his name is kamikaze2007, aka Joos. And his birthday's coming up on Monday, so I thought it'd be nice if I read one of his latest one-shots called Finally Free. Finally free! Anyways, all came to be like his girlfriend told me that his birthday will be on Monday, and then I'll have this video hopefully up either on Sunday or Monday. So yeah, a little birthday present for him. So with that in mind, sit your butts down, grab some popcorn, sip on some of that coffee or tea or water or whatever you're drinking these days, and enjoy this video of me reading Finally Free by kamikaze2007. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so here's the story, Finally Free by kamikaze2007. Alright, I gotta warn you guys before I read it, there's some language, some cussing here and there, so yeah, just watch out for that, okay? Apologize in advance, okay? Finally Free by kamikaze2007. When the sound of a phone ringing stirred her from her sleep one lazy Sunday morning, the last thing Sammy was expecting was to be greeted by the one person she never wanted to talk again. But alas, Amy's voice was what she heard when she answered with a groggy "Hello?" "Hello, Sammy," Amy spat. Her voice was deeper, more coarse, and significantly more tired sounding than was the last time Sammy had heard her sister's voice. But the way she spat the hateful nickname was unmistakable. Sammy frowned and found herself wide awake faster than she wanted to be. "Amy, how'd you get this number?" "Nice to finally talk to you too, sis," Amy said in an accusing tone. "How's your life been since you abandoned me?" The force with which she said those last two words were as if she was spitting acid. Sammy sighed and rolled her eyes. "Amy, before I explain to you why I didn't actually abandon you, I want to know how you got a hold of me." "I have my sources, and by sources I mean a psycho fangirl who's very easy to persuade. Now speak. Why did you just disappear like that?" Amy was, of course, referring to about 7 years prior. At that point, Amy and Sammy had been going to the same college, much to Sammy's despair. Going into the experience, Sammy dared to hope that Amy had changed and was going to stop taking credit and overshadowing everything Sammy did. Unfortunately, and in a completely expected turn of events, Amy's old habits turned out to be etched in stone. A year after starting college, Sammy had turned to a student counselor for advice on the situation. The older, more experienced woman had told her that maybe it was best to leave her sister's life entirely and pursue her goals on her own. "It will be hard to completely erase her from your life, I know," she had said. You did grow up with her, and I understand it. It will feel like cutting off one of your toes. But look at it this way. If your toe's infected and cancerous, maybe it's best to cut it off." So Sammy took the counselor's advice and one night left the college, making sure not to leave a trace behind in the deepest, darkest night she could remember in her life. Finally, she decided she knew where to start explaining what happened to Amy. "Look, Amy, it's time for you to know the truth. I left because, frankly, I couldn't take it anymore." "Couldn't handle what anymore?" Amy asked. "You! I just couldn't handle you anymore." "Me?" Amy's voice raised an octave. "What's that supposed to mean?" Sammy rubbed the sleep out of her eyes and felt herself starting to tear up. "It means I didn't want to deal with you anymore." Amy was silent for a minute before finally speaking up. Her voice was hurt, and she sounded like she was about to burst into tears. "You didn't want to deal with your own sister? But why?" Sammy blinked before explaining. "Our entire lives up to that point was nothing but you manipulating me and taking credit for my ideas, and I needed my space. I need to find somewhere where I could be appreciated for my ideas and as my own person. I needed to be Sammy, not Sammy." "Yeah?" Amy supplied spitefully. And how'd that work out for you? Sammy recapped the events of her life since that point with a nostalgic smile. Well, when I left college, I immediately started looking for jobs so I could find a place to live and get settled somewhere before I decided what to do with my life. I got a barista job and managed to get myself a nice apartment. My manager saw I needed help finding a new school, so she was super supportive of me while I looked. I went to college again, and well, to make a long story short, now I'm a cheer coach for a high school, and later this week we're going to a big statewide cheer competition. And I see, Amy said shakily. And how are those brats treating you? They're really good to me, actually, Sammy said. They're really clever and respectable boys and girls, and the one of them is neither, but that's a different story. Amy sniffled. Do you remember what we used to talk about? She asked, barely keeping her voice from wavering. About being twin cheer coaches? Yeah, I remember. And how much fun we said it would be to coach young cheerleaders together? Yeah, Amy sniffled again. So you took all that and just did it without me? Well, yeah, Sammy replied. I couldn't take you with me to where I am today. Why the hell not? Amy demanded. Her voice had gotten louder, and Sammy was getting angry. You know damn well why, she snapped. You know if you were here with me, you'd be taking all the credit for my good ideas and pinning all of your mistakes on me. I was never anything to you but the one that takes the fall, and I couldn't take it anymore. Amy was so silent. Sammy wondered if she just hung up. Before she could check, Amy sobbed on the other end. That's not true. You know it's true, Amy. You didn't deserve for me to take you with me, and that's that. Now stop your alligator tears. I know you're faking it. About self-help books that taught me how to spot an abusive relationship, and everything about you, how you treated me fit those books to a T. No, it did not. Change of subject. But what happened once I left? Sammy asked, hoping for a distraction. Don't you accuse me of that shit and then change the subject? Amy growled. No, really. I want to know. And then we'll get back to that. Sammy was surprised at her own calmness in the midst of finally standing up to the biggest obstacle she ever scaled. Well, if you have to know, Amy explained, I got kicked out. I was so distraught by you leaving that I flunked out. Distraught? Or did you not do the work since I wasn't there to do it for you? Amy roared in frustration. Fine! Fine, you got me. I didn't do shit because you were my homework doer, and without you, I didn't know jack shit. I got kicked out and I'm working a dirty, sweaty strip club and barely scraping by, and that's all your fault. See what I mean now? Sammy asked, concealing a gasp at the news of Amy having to work at such a filthy place. You can get by without me. You relied so much on abusing me that without me you fell apart. You have no one to blame but yourself. Suddenly, her surprising calmness broke, and Sammy felt tears start streaming down her face. Amy, I'm sorry about to hear about your situation, really, but I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. Sammy sobbed out loud for a moment before continuing. I wish I could help you, but there's a voice inside my head telling me to never get involved with you again. I'm sorry. Before Amy could say another word, Sammy hung up and buried her face in her pillow. Her phone was not to be touched again for at least an hour, as Sammy lay there, sobbing silently into her pillow. Finally, she dragged herself out of her bed and stood in front of the full body mirror that was the door to her closet. She hadn't changed out of her barely there tank top and short shorts that made up her sleepwear, and hung there on her muscular yet curvy body like sparse drapery, barely clinging to her strong shoulders and wide hips. It wasn't concealing much, but did need to, due to her living at home and having just got out of bed. She sighed and looked her reflection in the eyes. I did the right thing, she told herself. Amy was hurting me my whole life. She was. Suddenly, her phone started ringing from her bed, interrupting her train of thought. She checked the screen to see the same number that was on it when she woke up, so she ignored it completely. She went back to talking to herself. Amy was ruining my life. I couldn't keep it up. Her eyes welled up once more, but she gulped and pushed the tears down. I'm sorry, Amy. It was the right thing to do. It's not my fault she ended up where she did. She nodded at herself before taking her tank top off and throwing it to the side. She looked at her topless form, poked one of her breasts, and sighed, imagining her own body in that skimpy clothing Amy knew that how to wear every night. She suppressed under another pang of guilt before turning and making her way to her dresser. She opened the top drawer and grabbed her favorite sports bra. I need to get my mind off things about a workout. Yeah, that's what I'll do. 20 minutes later, Sammy walked into the local gym in her workout gear and a duffel bag on her shoulder. She looked around at everyone exercising and chatting and found her eyes landing on a friend she definitely didn't expect to make when she first started visiting the gym. The tall, dirty blonde girl looked back at her and smiled smugly as she did before jogging over. Hey, what's up, workout buddy? The girl asked as she plunged her hands into her gray hoodie's pocket. Hey, Joe. I'm glad you're here. I need to get stress relieving workout. Think you can supply? I absolutely can. The next couple of hours were spent recapping the story of Sammy to The next couple of hours were spent recapping the story to Sammy's fellow reality show contestant, though she didn't know they had that in common. And when she was thoroughly worn out, Joe was equally caught up. They parted ways at the entrance of the gym. Joe patted her back. You did good today, Sammy. Sammy smiled. Joe never used a person's actual name, so Sammy was terrified that learning of an age-old nickname would change how Joe addressed her. Hearing Joe use her actual name after being mortified of being called Sammy again caused Sammy to tear up a bit and bring Joe in for a hug. Joe awkwardly returned the hug, but not before complaining about how sappy it was. Thank you, Joe, Sammy said. Joe responded by using a word Sammy thought she'd never come out of it. Joe responded by using a word Sammy never thought she'd hear come out of the taller girl's mouth. I think that's what friends are for, so don't mention it. Seriously, don't mention it. Nobody can learn I'm going soft and making friends. Sammy laughed. Your secret's safe with me. Thanks. Now, can you let go of me? Give me a second and I'll think about it. Alright guys, so that was the story itself. Finally Free by kamikaze2007. Around 1,800 words, 8 reviews, 6 faves, and 2 follows. Seriously, guys, tell me, how do you, who follows a one-shot when it's just a one-shot? Like, you're not going to get any more chapters, alright? Favorites are fine. But follows, really? Alright guys, thank you guys for sitting through that one shot. I know it's pretty good actually. Now before I go, I just want to say happy birthday to Juice. Alright, so Juice, happy birthday, and enjoy all of that vodka and booze that you'll be getting on your birthday. Alright, with that being said, alright, thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that thumbs up button, comment down below, and tell me what you guys want to see me read next. Alright, with that, thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Alright, bam.